And a good afternoon to you from the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa, as we get set for Heart of America Athletic Conference Volleyball, the last home volleyball match on the regular season schedule for the Dordt Defenders. Dordt still entertaining hopes of a Heart of America Athletic Conference top four finish, and with it a host berth for the quarterfinals. And if that were to happen, we would have to work around the renovation taking place in the DeWitt Gym and in the Rosenboom Athletic Facility. And we will cross that bridge if we get to it. The Dordt Defenders come into today's contest with an 11-5 conference record, while Mount Mercy, one of the top dogs in the conference. The Mustangs are 13-2 in conference play. The Dordt Defenders will have their set of challenges today, but hopefully the Defenders can present some challenges as well for this Mount Mercy team. Mount Mercy averaging 14 kills per set, giving up 10. They're plus 83 in aces, 123 for the Mustangs, 40 for opponents. Digs per set, advantage Mustangs, 12.0 to 9.7. The only spot where there is a deficit for Mount Mercy in the season stats is in the blocks per set, where they average 1.8 and allow 2 blocks per contest. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with a little bit more on our pre-match show right after this.
We really want to give them practice skills that they can use to serve their clients or serve the organizations that they work for.
Hey Defender Nation, my name is Darren Kaiser and I'm excited to serve as the new athletic director at Dordt University. Thank you for tuning in to the Dordt Media Network and supporting Defender Athletics. As an athletic department, we are committed to the Defender way. This means we are committed to the Great Commission, developing servant leaders, the academic development of our student athletes, and the pursuit of championships. I'm eager to join with you in supporting our athletes this year. Thank you for watching Defender Athletics on the Dordt Media Network. Go Defenders!
Thank you for being here as we celebrate the launch of Dordt University's Master of Science in Nursing Family Nurse Practitioner Program.
At Dordt University, our NPs will be prepared as Christian nurses, where their practice reflects their faith, acknowledging the value of anyone in their care as a child of God, worthy of dignity and compassion.
I hope you leave understanding that this is more than just a new graduate degree. It's a commitment to healthcare, to urban and rural communities, to preparing nurses who serve with skill, integrity, purpose as the hands and feet of Christ.
This is a Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by RA Rentals. Looking for top-notch rental equipment for the next project? Look no further than RA Rentals, located in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. RA Rentals, your regional equipment rental experts.
Hi.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym as we get set for men's volleyball play, and a busy day again for Dordt Athletics. Men's volleyball happening here in the DeWitt Gym. Baseball happening over at Open Space Park. A doubleheader on the schedule there. The softball team is on the road at Crete, Nebraska, taking on the Doane Tigers, and we have outdoor track and field beginning this weekend as the Defenders are at Wayne, Nebraska for the Wildcat Invite happening this afternoon, and that started actually yesterday with some weight throws and things like that. So we've got volleyball today. The Dordt Defenders, a team that has risen quickly this season through the ratings, and they're rated number 14 in the NAIA National Poll. Right now, the Heart of America Athletic Conference, I believe at last check, they had 9 teams represented in the poll or receiving votes. Park is one of the top teams in the country. They're 15-0 in league play. Mount Mercy is 13-2. Then you've got William Penn and Missouri Valley, both with 4 losses at 12-4 and 11-4 respectively. Dordt, a game back in the loss column. They stand 11-5, just 2 matches remaining after today. Grandview is 10-5, Ottawa is 10-6. Morningside and Missouri Baptist are 7-9, and Health Science and Pharmacy is 6-11 in conference play. Those are the teams that are in the hunt for top 8 finishes in the league. The Defenders right now with 2 matches remaining after today against Grandview and Kansas Wesleyan. Other teams within striking distance as Dordt tries to move up in the standings. William Penn has a challenging schedule remaining with Ottawa, Park, and Grandview. Missouri Valley plays Graceland, Clark, Mount Mercy, and Ottawa, so I would say 2 out of their 4 matches pretty challenging. Grandview has Park, Dordt, and William Penn on their schedule, so that's a pretty challenging stretch. And for Ottawa, they face William Penn, UHSP, and Missouri Valley. Let's take one more 1-minute break, and we'll be back with First Serve from the DeWitt Gym in 1 minute.
This is Alex with Outdoor Elements. We've been the region's premier landscape company for over 15 years. With our own in-house landscape designer, we create extraordinary outdoor spaces where you will make memories with family and friends. We do all types of landscaping, and we're the region's only certified pool professionals. We specialize in saltwater pools, which are easy to maintain and gentle on your skin. Check out our website at outdoorelementsinc.com. We make your landscape as beautiful as your home. When you want the best, contact us at 712-476-5299 or email us at info@outdoorelementsinc.com.
As we set up for today's volleyball match, the Dordt Defenders in their black on blacks, black shorts and black tops, white numbers. Dordt printed in block lettering across the back. Colt Schmidt, the libero, is in yellow on yellow with black numbers and lettering. For Mount Mercy, white jersey tops, navy shorts, their logo on the front along with a numeral. And that is in navy, and their libero, number 3, Richard Struska, 6'1" sophomore from Czechoslovakia. He is in the libero jersey. He is blue on blue, blue shorts, blue top, and he has white numbers and lettering for today's contest. And we are set for volleyball, and we are underway. Taken by Van Groningen, gets it over to Hoffman. Hoffman to the middle to Caparis, and Caparis with the kill. So Corey Caparis with the kill, and the Dordt Defenders grab a 1-0 lead. 1-0 our score, just underway. Dordt versus Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy, one of the top teams in the nation. Overpass taken by the Defenders. Van Groningen, right side it goes Caparis, blocked at the net. Hoffman is there to set. This is Schmidt. Schmidt with the set to Van Groningen, unable to put it away. Now off high hands. And a kill from the right side by Gaber Toth, and we are tied at 1-1. 1-1 our score. As we get into volleyball this afternoon, it's going to be a full day on the Dordt Media Network again with baseball, a doubleheader happening with the wind blowing out at Open Space Park. And serving will be Toth. So Gaber Toth, who just had a kill, he's a 6'5" sophomore from Hungary, taken by Van Groningen, over to Hoffman. Outside it goes, Van Groningen. Van Groningen cross-court shot for the kill. 2-1 our score. 2-1 our score as the Dordt Defenders have a early lead in this one. Colt Schmidt serve taken by Struska. Outside it goes, through the block, taken by Schmidt. That was Cade Schmidt, kept it alive. Now they return it to Cade Schmidt. Cade Schmidt from behind the spike line, and he rolls it in, and the Dordt defenders have a 3-1 advantage. 3-1 our score. The Dordt defenders up in set number 1. 3-1. We'll keep an eye on how things are happening with baseball and softball as well today. Outside the attack, stab saved by Hoffman. Colt Schmidt back to Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the swing. Van Groningen with the kill. And the Dordt defenders lead 4-1. 4-1 the score. Defenders leading. Set number 1. And it looks like the live stats getting bogged down with a lot of activity today, so those might be dragging behind just a little bit. Served to the sideline by Colt Schmidt, misses wide and out of bounds. It's 4-2. 4-2 our score. Serving is Richard Struska. Struska with service. Dordt softball out to a 1-0 lead already in their game with Doan, taken by the defenders. Hoffman outside it goes. Van Groningen. Van Groningen down the line, misses wide and out of bounds. It's 4-3. 4-3. Dordt with the lead, but back-to-back points for Mount Mercy. Struska with service, controlled, and an overpass, and it's put down. Mount Mercy's Curtin Ackland with the kill. It's 4-4. 4-4. And the defenders looking to rebound. The defenders had a 4-1 lead. Van Groningen with the serve receive. Goes over to Elliott. Elliott pushes it over. Saved by Mount Mercy. Outside, and the power tip attempt by Ilati. And Ilati is blocked on the play, and it's 5-4. 5-4, defenders leading by a point. So 5-4 defenders. Joseph Jang serving. And Joseph Jang with service. And Jang's serve, a floater, misses the end line, out of bounds. It's 5-5. These two teams played back in late February in Cedar Rapids. That is where Mount Mercy is located. Mount Mercy won set 1 rather handily. Set 2 went the way of the Mustangs as well, but that one went extra points, 27-25. Dordt won set 3. There's a serve in the net. Point defenders on the service error. And now Joel Van Groningen with service. Joel Van Groningen serving. And Van Groningen's serve is off of the end line, and we have tie number 4 of set number 1. So serving for the Mustangs will be Ackland, Curtin Ackland. And Ackland's serve is off of the end line and out of bounds, and the teams exchanging service errors right now. Dordt softball with a 1-0 lead. Annabelle Hensley an RBI double against Doan, the defender softball team starting the year 6-0. And the serve controlled, Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy on the set. That's Bauer. Bauer with the push and the kill. It's 7-7. Gustavo Kell Bauer with the kill. 7-7 our score. So serving will be Macera. And the serve is off of the end line and out of bounds by Ralph Macera. And the defender lead is 8-7 as the teams exchange points. We haven't had teams score back-to-back points since Mount Mercy's 3-0 run to tie it at 4-4 at the time. Hoffman serving. Hoffman serve controlled, pushed by Van Groningen. By Schmidt. Cade Schmidt pushes it down, and the defenders lead 9-7. 9-7 defenders. Hoffman serving, and Hoffman serves into the tape. It's 9-8. 9-8. And the Mount Mercy Mustangs, Bauer will serve with his team trailing by a point. Serve, floater, taken by Schmidt, gets it to Hoffman, right side, Cade Schmidt. Cade Schmidt blocked at the net, and we're tied 9-9. 9-9, so a point off of a block for the Mustangs. For the Mustangs, their first point from a block today. And the serve is long and out of bounds by Bauer, and we have Dordt back in front, 10-9. Cade Schmidt serving. That means Van Groningen is on the near side. He's the outside hitter. Controlled. Mount Mercy from behind the spike line. Pushed down by Ackland. Attacking. Stave by Colt Schmidt. Back over to Cade. Cade to Van Groningen. Van Groningen off high hands. And we have a player in the net for Mount Mercy. And the defenders lead 11-9. 11-9 the score. And serving will be Cade Schmidt. Schmidt, serve. Controlled Mount Mercy. Set middle quick. Van Groningen there on the cover. Back to Van Groningen off the set by Hoffman, and the defenders lead 12-9. Joe Van Groningen with the kill, and the defenders have a 12-9 lead. Van Groningen with his third kill by my count. And serving will be Cade Schmidt again. Goes cross court this time. Right side it goes, and squarely into the net that time is Toth. And Mount Mercy's going to call a timeout. Dordt leads 13-9, set number 1. This timeout brought to you by Vision Companies. Envision the possibilities, create your space. VisionBuilders.com. Back with more in 1 minute. NewTek is your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa, life in the center of everything, where we see our work impact lives near and far and embrace opportunities to pursue our passions. And a day at the office isn't just 8 to 5, because we work for innovative companies and know we're never far from the next unforgettable memory. Because we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
Today's broadcast. 13-9 after the timeout by Mount Mercy. The defenders with a 4-point lead, controlled by the Mustangs. They attack right side, pushed over the block, and the change of speed. Gaber Toth with the kill. It's 13-10. 13-10, so Toth with the kill, his second. And the change of pace. Able to get Dordt out of position. Now Toth with serve, taken by Colt Schmidt. Gets it over to Hoffman, right side. Unable to put it away, Elliott. Here comes Mount Mercy, attacking left side and into the net. That's Ilati. 14-10, defenders with a 4-point lead after the attack error by Ilati. And serving again will be Colt Schmidt. Colt Schmidt with serve down the line, controlled. Here comes Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy attacking, and from the outside for the kill, the Mount Mercy Mustangs. Curtin Ackland. Ackland brings it back to 14-11. 14-11. And the serve taken by Colt Schmidt, gets it to Hoffman. Vermeer taps it, pancake save, and over the top of the block for the kill. That's Ilati, 14-12. Didn't know for sure if they had the pancake. Mount Mercy, the officials saying they did, so they let it play on. 14-12. And the serve controlled by Van Groningen, gets it over to Hoffman, back over to Van Groningen, and we have a player in the net for Mount Mercy. Dordt leads 15-12. 15-12 defenders. Joseph Jang serving. Over on the baseball diamond, the Dordt defenders with a 1-0 lead there. And serving Jang. Jang controlled. Here comes Mount Mercy attacking left side through the block, and it's up into the rafters. Schmidt plays it. Passed over the net by Van Groningen to the sideline. Mount Mercy on the attack and missing wide and out of bounds. There's going to be a point for Mount Mercy as the defenders self-report on the block at the net. It's 15-13. 15-13. And the serve, and now we've got a foot fault. And the defenders with a 16-13 lead on the service error. And the serve by Van Groningen, controlled Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy attacking, dug by Colt Schmidt, kept it alive. Van Groningen back over to Cade, sends it over, free ball, Mount Mercy. From behind the spike line for the kill, Ilati, 16-14. (16-14). And serving for Mount Mercy is Ackland. Ackland with service, and Ackland serves it long and out of bounds. Point defenders, Dordt leads 17-14. So Curtin Ackland with the service error. Dordt leading 17-14. Here comes Mount Mercy attacking Ackland. Ackland from off of the Ilati off of the spike line for the kill at 17-15. 17-15. Serving for the Mustangs will be Ralph Macera. Macera serving. And Macera's serve is in for an ace, and it's 17-16. So an ace serve. That is the first ace by either team. And Mount Mercy rallying to within 17-16. 17-16. Serving is Macera. And Macera with the jump serve taken by Van Groningen. Gets it over to Schmidt. Schmidt to Chapman. Chapman with the tip and the kill. Kai Chapman throws it over on the tip, 18-16. So Chapman able to go around the block. We've seen more and more of the teams this year making those adjustments, and rather than the sheer power and trying to knock it off of the block, instead going around it or the change of speed. Serving will be Hoffman. Justin Hoffman's serve controlled by the Mustangs. Outside the attack and the kill for the Mustangs. I believe that's Toth. Gaber Toth with the kill. It's 18-17. Well, the defenders come into today's contest 11-5. Controlled Hoffman, right side, Schmidt. Schmidt blocked at the net. We're tied 18-18. So the Mustangs, two separate sequences of back-to-back points. That has led them to cut into what was a 4-point lead at 13-9, and they've rallied to tie it at 18 here. Set goes outside Chapman. Blocked at the net. Chapman kept it alive on the second contact. Cade Schmidt sends it over. Here's Colt Schmidt. Colt Schmidt with the dig, but a player in the net for the defenders. And Mount Mercy has their first lead of the set. We have a timeout on the floor. Charge to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Vision Companies. Envision the possibilities. Create your space. VisionBuilders.com. Back with more in 1 minute. Today's broadcast brought to you by Eric Rankin, a proud sponsor of Dordt University Defender Athletics. For all your investment needs, call 712-722-0618 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, SPIC. Members Cut, more than meat, where strong values, great food, and hometown spirit comes together. Stop in and taste the difference community makes. Located just south of Scooters on Highway 75.
This is a Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast.
This is Bauer serving for Mount Mercy. His team leading by a point. Hoffman gets it over to Elliott. Elliott unable to put it away. Attacking over the block. Controlled by the defender. Schmidt over to Schmidt. Cade unable to put it away. Now an overpass, and Schmidt stuffs it down, and the Dordt defenders have tied it at 19-19. 19-19 after the kill by Cade Schmidt. And serving will be Schmidt. Schmidt serve, and that'll be an ace serve for Schmidt as that one got up on Curtin Acklin, and Acklin took that one off of the chest. And the defenders back-to-back points. They lead 20-19. So Acklin, I don't know if he just simply misread it, but that one got up on him. Here comes Schmidt again. Schmidt this time goes at the libero Struska. Pushed over the net, saved by Colt. Gets it over to Hoffman. Hoffman, Van Groningen. Van Groningen with a kill. Dordt leads 21-19. 21-19, defenders by 2. The defenders come out of the timeout with 3 in a row. See if Mount Mercy will use a timeout. They won't right now. Cade Schmidt serve off of the back line and out of play. And it's back to 21-20, defenders by 1. Can the defenders ride this one home and get a win in set number 1? Serving for Mount Mercy is Toth, controlled. Van Groningen, back right side, Elliott. Elliott blocked at the net, point Mount Mercy, and we're tied 21-all. 21-21 our score. Serving is Toth again. He had 15 aces entering the weekend. And his floater taken by Colt. Over to Hoffman. Pushes outside Van Groningen. Blocked at the net. Block put up by Ilati. And Mount Mercy answering the three-point run by the defenders with 3 points of their own. And Coach Chad Hansen's going to call a timeout. Last time the defenders called the timeout, they had a 3-point run. They do that here. They end up winning the set. Well, they'd get close at least. But right now they trail 22-21. Timeout on the floor. Charge to the defenders. Brought to you by Vision Companies. Envision the possibilities. Create your space. VisionBuilders.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by RA Rentals. Looking for top-notch rental equipment for the next project? Look no further than RA Rentals, located in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. RA Rentals, your regional equipment rental experts. Discover more than just inventory, service, and financing for Ford models. Mao Motor Company is committed to exceptional customer service. Mao Motor on Highway 75 North in Sioux Center. Online, maomotor.com. Today's broadcast brought to you by Hague Health Center, proudly serving your local community for nearly 60 years with a commitment to healing body, mind, and spirit.
(22-21), the defenders need to break the service, trailing by 1. And the serve controlled by Van Groningen. Gets it over to Hoffman. Back to Van Groningen. Van Groningen off of the block. Overpass, and Elliott puts it down. Nicodemus Elliott with the kill, and the defenders tied at 22-22. Colt Schmidt with service. So Colt Schmidt serving. And Colt Schmidt with the jump serve, catches the tape, rolls over. Mount Mercy attacking, and the kill for the Mustangs. And Eladi puts Mount Mercy up 23-22. The defenders out of timeouts. Serving is Struska. Struska's serve, controlled by Cade, gets it over to Hoffman, pushes outside Van Groningen, tries to muscle it off of the block, controlled. Mustangs setting backside and into the tape. That is Acklin, and we're tied 23-all. Well, the defenders not dead yet. Trailing 23-23, Joseph Jang with service. The attackers for the defenders, Van Groningen, Vermeer, Chapman. Cade Schmidt is your fourth attacker in the back row. And Jang serve, controlled by the Mustangs. Stab save, pushed over by Chapman. Controlled Mustangs outside, and unblocked that time was Acklin. And he gets Mount Mercy to set point at 24-23. 24-23. And serving will be Mount Mercy and Eladi. Eladi serve taken by Colt, gets it over to Jang, back to Van Groningen, over the block, saved. Mount Mercy attacking, comes back, right side off high hands. Cade Schmidt keeps it alive. Jang pushes outside Chapman, off of the block, saved. Mount Mercy. Set goes to the middle, and missing it wide and out of bounds is Massera. Point defenders, we're tied 24-all. 24-24. Joel Van Groningen with service. And Van Groningen serve, controlled by the Mustang Struska. Outside it goes. Dordt gets a block up that time on Acklin. Set comes right side this time, and that's Bauer. Bauer putting it away. So Bauer on the broken play gives Mount Mercy a 25-24 advantage. Serving for the Mustangs will be Acklin. And Acklin with service. And Acklin serve taken by Schmidt, too close to the net, and an overpass and put away by the Mustangs and Gaber Toth. And the Mustangs take set number one, 26-24. 26-24, Mount Mercy with the win in set number one. We'll be back with set number two from the DeWitt Gym and a recap of set number one right after this 2-minute timeout.
Hello, Dordt University sports fans. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a family or friend of a team member or a fan of the university. These players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. There's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has for each game, and that's a game plan. And no matter the outcome of the game, there's tremendous value in growth in working together as a team to execute that game plan. What about you? Do you have a game plan for your financial life? Or are you so busy with everything else that life throws your way? If you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours and hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, the planning firm here in Sioux Center has been helping households build and execute their financial game plans on all the things more important than money. I'm Tom DeYoung, president of the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media, or schedule a complimentary Discover meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. We'll help you build your financial game plan on all the things in your life more important than finances, while being a good steward of the resources God has entrusted to your care. And check out our Money Concepts Radio podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or on your favorite podcast app, where we dive into relevant financial planning topics to bring clarity to the often confusing, ever-changing rules of the game in the financial world. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money. And go Defenders!
Today's broadcast brought to you by 712 Nutrition. Transform your health and wellness with 712 Nutrition. Stop in today for healthy, delicious protein shakes bundled with a supportive community. Start feeling your best today.
Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, and window treatments at your local Furniture Mart. They are family-owned and located in downtown Sioux Center. German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1891. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner. Online at germanfarmers.com.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, and as the Hague Health Center highlights run, the Hague Health Center bringing you these highlights, proudly serving your local community for nearly 60 years with a commitment to healing body, mind, and spirit. The Defenders through one set trail in terms of kills, 15-12. The Defenders had 10 digs. Mount Mercy had 11. Points off of blocks, Dordt recorded 1. Mount Mercy had a little more success. They recorded 4 blocks, or 4 points off of blocks. The Defenders led by Joel Van Groningen, 6 kills. Cade Schmidt with 3. For the Mustangs, Toth, Ackland, and Elati all had 4 kills apiece. Baseball play right now, top of the second inning, 5-1. Mount Marty leads Dordt. And in softball play, Dordt leads Doane 5-0 in the third inning. From behind the spike line for the kill, that's Curtin Ackland. And the Mustangs, keep wanting to say the Lancers, but the Mustangs with a 1-0 lead. 1-0 our score. Here comes Dordt, and we have a player attacking the ball that was on Dordt's side of the net. They're going to call that on Gaber Toth, and we're tied 1-1. 1-1 our score. Defenders tying it. And serving Cade Schmidt, controlled by the Mustangs. Mustangs, Corey Caparas picks it off of the net, gets it back over to Cade Schmidt. Cade with the kill. And Cade Schmidt makes it 2-1. 2-1 the score. Serving Cade Schmidt. And Cade with the jump serve, top spin serve, controlled by the Mustangs. Right side, saved by Kai Chapman. Nope, that was Nicodemus Elliott who kept it in play for the moment, but Mount Mercy ties it at 2-2. 2-2 our score. The Defenders trailing Mount Mercy 1-0 in this best-of-5 tussle. Serving for the Mustangs will be Gaber Toth. And Gaber Toth's serve is wide and out of bounds, and Cade Schmidt at the last instant ducks out of the way and lets that one go by. And the Defenders have a 3-2 advantage. Serving for the Defenders, Colt Schmidt. Now remember, the Defenders had for this match, a substantial lead in set number 1. They were up by 4 at 13-9, just unable to hang on to it. From the left side for the kill is Curtin Ackland. Ackland ties it at 3-3. 3-3 the score. And serving will be Struska. So Struska with service. And Struska's serve taken by Colt Schmidt. Outside it goes Van Groningen. Van Groningen knocks it off of a dagger, and it ends up on Dordt's side. Vermeer out of the middle for the kill. Lance Vermeer with the kill. The little tap redirected it just enough to give Dordt a 4-3 advantage. Set number 2. Dordt lost set 1, 26-24. And this is the type of match where you don't want to get down 2-0. This feels like a must-win. Set number 2 for the defenders. Macera comes back with a kill, tying it at 4-4. 4-4 the score. Lodi with service. Guglielmo Elodi. He is from Italy. 6'6" sophomore. Controlled by Schmidt. Back to Vermeer. Vermeer misses wide on the quick attack. And Mount Mercy's lead is 5-4. 5-4. And the serve controlled by Colt. Gets it to Jang. Right side Van Groningen blocked. And Van Groningen unable to knock it through. Curtin Ackland there to block it. And it's 6-4. This Mount Mercy team pretty focused today. Used both of their timeouts in set number 1. We have seen many men's teams here this season that have not used their full timeouts. That serve into the net. It's 6-5. Becoming accustomed to this men's volleyball game and schedule, and second year in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Joe Van Groningen serve off of the tape and an ace. Dordt ties at 6-6. 6-6 defenders tying it. And serving again will be Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the top spin serve controlled by the Mustangs. Mustangs blocked at the net. They'll reload. Mustangs attacking. Dordt gets a block up again. Mustangs reload again on the continue. Outside it goes. Unable to put it away. Ilati. Back to Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the kill. Joel Van Groningen with the kill. And for Van Groningen, his 7th kill. Moments ago, his first ace serve. And now Van Groningen's serve into the tape. Point Mount Mercy. 7-7 our score. So the Mustangs have service. Ackland serving. Ackland serves into the net. So a service error by Ackland. Ackland has had his challenges serving today. A couple of service errors now by Ackland. Actually his 3rd. Served to the sideline, controlled. Over the top of the block, Elati. Jang tries the one-handed set to keep it alive. Ball ends up out of bounds. Point Mount Mercy. And we're tied at 8-8. The defenders so far, a 270 kill efficiency. Mount Mercy better at the net. 341 their kill efficiency. The defenders have to find a way to slow that down. Dig totals, both teams have 12. Defenders led by Van Groningen's 7 kills. Mount Mercy led by Ackland's 6. Serve taken by Van Groningen, gets it over to Jang. Jang to Schmidt. Schmidt covered by Ilati. And the defenders, Corey Caparis and Kai Chapman, teaming up for the block on Gaber Toth. For the defenders, their 2nd point off of a block this afternoon. And the defenders trail at 9-8. Bottom of the 2nd inning over at the baseball field here in Sioux Center. Mount Marty leads Dordt 5-2. Quick attack, middle, blocked. Mount Mercy reloads. Blocked at the net again, the attack by Toth. Mount Mercy reloads. Toth throws it over. Colt Schmidt sends it back over to Cade. Cade off high hands. Saved by Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy, Elati. Elati with a kill. Elati with the kill. Well, steadily on, this men's volleyball program has gained a pretty faithful following here at the DeWitt. Again, looks like about 50 students on hand, and there's a lot of things to do and a lot of busyness on Saturdays. Corey Caparis out of the middle for the kill. It's 10-9. You can draw 50 to 100 students on a Saturday afternoon in the spring. It's probably going to be about your top end. Mount Mercy attacking over the top of the block, taken by Colt. Gets it over to Hoffman. Hoffman to Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the kill, and the defenders lead 11-9. Factor in as well community members and other fans, and Seems like this sport is gaining a following. Cade Schmidt serves long and out of bounds. It's 11-10. Obviously doesn't hurt to win 21 matches over the course of the year as well. Pretty entertaining. Gaber Toth with service. Toth serve, taken by Colt. Gets it over to Hoffman. Hoffman to Van Groningen, unable to put it away. And now the ball too close to the net and ends up in the officials' stand. And Dordt leads 12-10. Well, the defenders were up 13-9 at a similar juncture in set number 1. Colt Schmidt serving, the freshman from Palmdale, California. Set goes outside Ilati. Hoffman gets it to Cade Schmidt. Back over to Colt Schmidt. Sends it over. Saved. Here comes Mount Mercy from behind the spike line, and the kill for the Mustangs. Mustangs cut it down to 12-11. 12-11, the libero will serve. This is Richard Struska. So 12-11, Struska serving. Serve taken by Cade Schmidt. Hoffman. Elliott unable to put it away. Set, backside, and down the line for the kill is Ilati. Ilati ties it at 12-all. 12-12 our score. Chad Hansen asks the R1 if he saw the line, and the R1 does the only thing that he can say in that situation is, yep, I got it. Hoffman comes back over to Van Groningen. Van Groningen with a kill. It's 13-12. Well, the way I have the conference standings figured, the defenders could finish as high as third and as low as seventh. A lot hanging in the balance yet. They're helped out by holding the tiebreaker on Ottawa. That's the team in seventh currently. Cross-court shot, missing wide and out of bounds is Ackland. The other thing you have to remember is as you figure things up, a lot of the teams around Dordt will be playing each other in the standings, around Dordt in the standings. And so still a lot to be decided over the next 2 and 3 matches. Set goes left side and a kill for Ilati. Ilati cuts it down to 14-13. Well, the defenders have shown they can play right with this team. Lost set 1, 26-24. And serving for the Mustangs, Ilati. Ilati served taken by Colt Schmidt to Jang. Jang to Vermeer. Vermeer unable to put it away. Now tapped over and wide and out of bounds. Serving for the defenders will be Van Groningen. Dordt leads 15-13. 15-13. And the serve controlled. Set goes to the middle. Vermeer gets up on the attack by Macera. Through the block, Colt Schmidt keeps it alive. Jang chases it, gets it back to Van Groningen. Van Groningen into the net, point Mount Mercy, 15-14. The Mustangs took their first lead in set number 1 at 19-18. This one has been a back and forth affair. Mount Mercy leading at 1.6-4. The defenders extending the lead to 15-13 moments ago, and the serve is just long and out of bounds. Serve is long and out of play for the Mustangs and Douglas Fafano. I believe this might be Fafano's first turn playing. Dordt leads 16-14, and the serve is long and out of bounds by Neff. So Bradley Neff with the service error. For Neff, his first service error for the defenders. 8 service errors now. Mount Mercy with 9. Dordt leading 16-15. Struska's serve taken by Van Groningen and passed up and over and out of bounds, and we have an ace serve for Mount Mercy. For Mount Mercy, that's their second ace. Both teams now have 2 aces. Mount Mercy here in set number 2, a 208 kill efficiency. Dordt 235, so the advantage for the defenders. but fewer attacks for the defenders. And the serve to the sideline and an ace serve for Mount Mercy. 17-16, so the Mustangs take their first lead in a while here at 17-16. First time they have led since it was 6-5. And serving for the Mustangs is Massera. Massera serve, taken by Van Groningen. Jang. Chapman unable to put it down from the right side. And missing on the cross-court shot is Eladi, and we are tied at 17 all. 17-17. The Dordt defenders, Justin Hoffman serving. And Hoffman's serve controlled. Set, left side, block put up by the defenders, but out of bounds. The kill for Gaber Toth. And Mount Mercy leads at 18-17. Dordt softball team up on Doane 6-0 in the third inning. Baseball field will get you an update in a little bit. Corey Caparis with the swing, and Corey Caparis gets the kill. The dig went up into the rafters. Unable to play it cleanly, and I believe they'll give Caparis a kill on that one. 18-18, Cade Schmidt with serve. Controlled by the Mustangs. Right side, and a pancake save by Colt Schmidt. Comes back, left side, and a kill. (19-18), so credit Colt Schmidt with the pancake save. And the Dordt defenders back to within 19 with a 19-18 lead. Mount Mercy attacking from behind the spike line, and the kill for the Mustangs. And for the Mustangs, it's the first time I remember calling Matthew Schoss's name. Matthew Schoss with the kill. 19 all. Colt to Hoffman. Hoffman to Caparis. Caparis just misses wide and out of bounds. And it's 19 all. Beg your pardon, 20-19. 20-19, Mount Mercy with the lead. Both teams have both of their timeouts remaining. This is Toth. Toth serve into the net. We're tied at 20. 20-20 our score. And serving will be Colt Schmidt. Colt, serve down the sideline, controlled, set, outside, tapped, and that time they didn't get the pancake slid in, and Eladi will get credit for the kill. 21-20. Serving for the Mustangs is Struska. And Struska's serve taken by Colt, gets it over to Hoffman. Hoffman unable to get a clean set to Joel Van Groningen, and the defenders might need a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charged to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery.
The Greenhouse, located in Hall, Iowa, bringing you amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and so much more. A big city feel, only 10 minutes away from Sioux Center, with a second location opening soon in Sanborn.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning of Orange City. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning of Orange City will exceed your expectation. Today's broadcast brought to you by Cruz & Cruz, PC, certified public accountants. Offices in Sioux Center and Lamars, helping you attain your financial goals is their commitment. Today's broadcast brought to you by Joyner and Dordt Dentistry, providing implants, dentures, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. Today's broadcast brought to you by Skibout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether you're building or replacing, Skibout Window and Door has the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Skibout and see the difference.
22-20, Defenders down 2. Set number 2. And serving will be Struska. Struska's serve taken by Colt. Joel Groningen has to get it too close to the net, and it's stuffed down by the Mustangs. And Ackland makes it 23-20, and now it gets hard for the Defenders. Trailing by 3, you've got a timeout remaining. Looks like they're going to let it slide for now. And the serve taken by Colt Schmidt to Hoffman. Hoffman, Cade Schmidt. Cade Schmidt with the swing. Got a collision between Mount Mercy players, and they got tangled up. Friendly fire on the backside. We've got players banged up. Hitting the floor, Bauer and Toth. And it looks like Bauer may have... Initially, he thought he split his chin open, but he did not. And after being checked by the athletic trainer, the Dordt Defenders now serving down 23-21. Joseph Jang with service. And Jang serve, floater, controlled, Mustangs outside, power tip, saved by the Defenders on the cover. Chapman covered it himself. Now the tip over the net, saved by Mount Mercy over the top of the block, and Colt Schmidt unable to get a clean pass of it. Cade Schmidt ricochets off of his shoulder, and the Mount Mercy Mustangs have a 24-21 lead, and they're serving for the set. 24-21, Dordt down by 3. They'll use timeout number 2. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
At American Investment and Trust, we know financial planning is a never-ending journey, and we have the right team to take you every step of the way. We understand that a solid financial framework can only be built when risks are considered. Planning for tomorrow means starting today, and once you've built a legacy, we help make sure your vision carries on to the next generation. For a comprehensive financial plan, the team at American Investment and Trust is here for you. American Investment and Trust, managing change.
(24-21), Defenders trailing by 3. And the Dordt Defenders becomes a challenge now. And they will check over Gustavo Kell Bauer. Significant international flavor for this Mount Mercy team. Serving is Ilati, a 6'6" sophomore from Italy. Ilati serve, 4-set point, 24-21. Dort's got to score 3 in a row to force extras. There's one. Joel Groningen from the right side for the kill. And now Mount Mercy is going to use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charged to the Mustangs. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
NewTek is your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
24-22 our score. The Dordt defenders trailing Mount Mercy. Joel Van Groningen with service. Van Groningen serve taken by the Mustangs. Mustangs attacking. Dordt puts a block up but out of bounds. Tooling it off the block is Ackland, and Mount Mercy takes set number 2 by a final of 25-22. 25-22, Mount Mercy with the win in set number 2. Mount Mercy with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 match. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with set number 3 from the DeWitt Gym right after this.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa. Life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors. Knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Hi, this is Alex with Outdoor Elements. We've been the region's premier landscape company for over 15 years. With our own in-house landscape designer, we create extraordinary outdoor spaces where you will make memories with family and friends. We do all types of landscaping and we're the region's only certified pool professionals. We specialize in saltwater pools, which are easy to maintain and gentle on your skin. Check out our website at OutdoorElementsInc.com. We make your landscape as beautiful as your home. When you want the best, contact us at 712-476-5299 or email us at info@OutdoorElementsInc.com.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973. Today's broadcast brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online, 712realty.com, leading you home. This broadcast brought to you by the Ullman Funeral Homes. Chad Ullman, Lori Ewell, and Taylor Van Witchell providing professional attention to every detail.
Let's go ahead and run those Hague Health Center highlights. Hague Health Center proudly serving your local community for nearly 60 years with a commitment to healing body, mind, and spirit. Dordt fell behind in set number 2, 6-4. Rallied to tie it. We were tied at 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and Mount Mercy took the lead at 17-16. The defenders rallied to grab a 19-18 advantage. It was tied again at 20, and the Mustangs score 5 out of the last 7 on the way to a 25-22 win. 25-22, Mount Mercy with the win in set number 2. The defenders so far in this one out hit at the net 28-23 in terms of kills. 259 kill efficiency for the defenders. Mount Mercy a 297 kill efficiency. The defenders with 2 aces. Mount Mercy with 4. Service errors. Dordt has 8. Mount Mercy has 11. The defenders with 19 digs to Mount Mercy's 18. Blocks. Mount Mercy has 4 points from blocks. The defenders have 2. Well, I mentioned in set number 2 that felt like a must-win in set number 2. Now the defenders try to dig themselves out of a 2-0 hole, same as they did in Cedar Rapids. Forced a 4th set, but didn't have enough gas in the tank, and Mount Mercy's Gaber Toth with a kill. If the defenders were to lose today, that'd be their 6th loss in conference play, and it gets really hard to work it out on the math to get to get into the top 4 with 2 matches remaining. An attack by Elati. Elati ties it up. Gives Mount Mercy a 2-0 lead. So the defenders, pretty important set here. force a fourth and see what happens. Cade Schmidt off of the block, and Cade with the kill. For Cade Schmidt, his 6th kill. The length of this Mount Mercy team across the front, they present a pretty challenging block to work against. Schmidt, jump serve controlled by Mount Mercy and Struska. And down the line for the kill, that is Eladi. Eladi extends the lead to 3-1 for Mount Mercy. So Mount Mercy in control early, 3-1. Corey Caparis over the block, saved. Mount Mercy tapped over the block, saved by Colt. Right side, Van Groningen unable to put it away. Dordt blocks it, continue for Mount Mercy. Lancers off the block, Eladi. Back to Hoffman from behind the spike line. Cade Schmidt with the kill, it's 3-2. 3-2, Cade Schmidt with the kill. And Colt Schmidt serving. This will be the final varsity athletic match in the DeWitt Gym as we know it. Serve a floater by Colt Schmidt, misses long and out of bounds. It's 4-2. We'll be going through a significant facelift and renovation over the next 6 months or so. Hopefully we can get it all hammered out in 6 months. Serve controlled by Cade Schmidt. Over to Colt, throws it wide to Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the kill. Joel Van Groningen with the kill, 4-3 our score. Catches one of the young fans in the front row on the opposite side off the ricochet. And serving is Joseph Jang. Jang serve and an ace serve for Joseph. 4-4 our score. So Joseph Jang with serve. 4-4 our score. And Jang serve a floater, controlled. Mount Mercy attacking, tipped over the block for the kill. That's Gaber Toth. Gaber Toth makes it 5-4. Gaber Toth with 9 kills. And the serve controlled by Colt Schmidt to Jang. Jang, Chapman. Chapman bumps it over, saved. Mount Mercy outside and hitting the cross-court shot is Ackland. And it's 6-4. Six to 4. Serve is wide and out of bounds. Dordt trails 6-5 on the 12th service error by Mount Mercy. And serving will be Joel Van Groningen. And Van Groningen with the jump serve and an ace for Joel. We are tied 6-6 for Van Groningen, the junior from Ripon. He has over 50 aces this season. That one misses off of the back line. Point Mustangs, it's 7-6. 7-6. Douglas Fafano serving. And Fafano serve. And his serve taken by Colt. Gets it over to Jang. Back set Chapman. Chapman around the block. Dug up and over on the continue. The defenders. Comes back to Vermeer. Vermeer with a kill. 7-7. Vermeer with a quick attack out of the middle for Vermeer. That's his 3rd kill. Kai Chapman's been held in check. He hasn't had many chances today. Just 6 attacks for the left-hander from Canada. Mount Mercy attacking, quick attack, and Neff unable to square that one up on the kill by Macera. And Mount Mercy's lead is 8-7. Well, checking in with the softball score at Crete. The defenders allow 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They lead 6-3 now in the bottom of the 4th. They have an 11-7 hits advantage on the Tigers. Baseball, top of the 4th inning. Dordt trailing Mount Marty 5-4. Serve is wide and out of bounds by Macera. And we're tied at 8-all. The Park Pirates are on top of the league. They are playing Missouri Baptist today. Grandview is facing Graceland. Graceland, one of the teams that occupy the bottom 3 spots in the conference standings. Attack out of the middle, and missing it wide and out of bounds is Chose. Dordt leads 9-8. Matthew Chose. Jump serve controlled. Mount Mercy attacking out of the middle for the kill. Chose that time with the kill. It's 9-9. This is Bauer. Bauer serve, and that'll go as an ace. And the Mustangs with back-to-back points regain the lead at 10-9. 10-9. And serving will be Mount Mercy's Gustavo Kell Bauer. And the serve is a floater, and it's wide and out of bounds, and we're tied at 10-all. 10-10 our score here in the 3rd set. We're at 10-10. Mount Mercy scored 6 of their points off of kills. Dordt has scored 4. Nearly an overpass, and that time Corey Caparas times it out for the block. And the defenders record a point off of the block by Caparas, the junior from Ireton, Iowa, averaging about a block per set. That's that average right now, a little below what he's normally at. He's got 1.5 today for the match. And out of the middle for the kill. Mustangs, another kill for Chose. Chose not very active in the first set, much more effective since. Overpass and put down, and Mount Mercy, Curtin Ackland with the kill. For him, that's his 10th kill. He and Eladi have been very effective. Ackland from Switzerland, he's a freshman. Serve controlled. Hoffman back over to Elliott. Saved by Mount Mercy. Blocked, and here comes Mount Mercy again. Through the block, Hoffman keeps it alive. Now pushed down by Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the kill. Joel Van Groningen with the kill. It's 12-12. 12-12. Colt Schmidt with serve. Set outside. And missing long and out of bounds is Ackland. Ackland misses long, and the defenders trail 13-12. Well, defenders are back up now, I should say, 13-12. Controlled. And the kill for Eladi. Eladi with the kill. (13-13). And that'll go as an ace serve for the Mustangs. And they lead 14-13. So Mount Mercy in control, it feels like. Dordt's always fighting from behind here in set number 3. Struska's serve and overpass. Free ball in effect for Mount Mercy from behind the spike line. And getting the kill is Gabor Toth. And it's 15-13. Defenders may need to use a timeout here. So serving will be Struska. Struska's serve into the net. Point defenders. Dordt trails 15-14. Well, can Dordt pull the reversal of fortune? Set numbers 1 and 2. Dordt was up early, and then at the midpoint, Mount Mercy rallied and took the lead. In set number 3 now, it feels like Mount Mercy is playing from in front, and the defenders trying to rally. Lots of activity here in Sioux Center again this weekend from an athletic standpoint. Set goes outside, saved by Schmidt. Outside it goes, Van Groningen, blocked at the net. Colt Schmidt there to cover it, back to Van Groningen. Covered again by Colt and pushed down by Vermeer. Vermeer ties it at 15-15. So 15-15, serving Joseph Jang. So the defenders able to rally from a 2-point deficit. They've tied it. And the floater controlled. Set goes to the middle. Colt Schmidt gets it back over. And Kai Chapman with the kill. And we said Kai had been held relatively in check so far in this one. Just hasn't gotten a lot of swings. Makes it 16-15 defenders. 16-15 our score. Serving. And this is Jang. Jang serve controlled. Mount Mercy. Mount Mercy attacking. Colt Schmidt picks it up off the deflection. Outside it goes Van Groningen. Blocked at the net. We're tied 16 all. So 16-16 defenders. Mount Mercy serving, controlled by Van Groningen. Gets it over to Jang. Outside it goes Van Groningen. Van Groningen with the swing, controlled. Outside it goes. Dug by Jang, and the defender scrambling. Vermeer tried to pick it up out of the net. Colt Schmidt falls to the floor awkwardly. 17-16. And now the serve taken by Van Groningen, too close to the net, and duck and cover time, and that one too close to the net, and Ackland puts it away. It's 18-16. 18-16, defenders will use a timeout. Timeout on the floor, charge to the defenders. Dordt trailing in set 3, 18-16. This timeout brought to you by Vision Companies. Envision the possibilities and create your space. VisionBuilders.com. Back with more in a minute.
We really want to give them practice skills that they can use to serve their clients or serve the organizations that they work for.
Eighteen to 16, defenders trailing by 2. And serving for the Mustangs, Ilati. And Ilati serve taken by Van Hofwagen. Gets it to Jang. Back to Van Hofwagen. Van Hofwagen dug by Struska momentarily. And then running out of room is Gabor Toth. And the defenders back to within a point at 18 to 17. Dordt softball looking like they're in for a fight. They lead Doane by 1 run, 6-5 in the top of the 5th inning. Serve to the sideline, and Joel Van Groningen with an ace serve, and we're tied 18 all. 18 to 18. And Joel Van Groningen serving. Joel's Van Groningen serve controlled. Here come the Mustangs off of the tape. Saved by Colt. Gets it over to Jang from behind the spike line. Van Groningen. And the defenders have a 19-18 lead. So Dordt back in front by a point, 19-18, rallying from a 2-point deficit at 18-16 with a 3-point run here. Serving again is Van Groningen. Van Groningen need him to go on a little bit of a run here. Mustangs handle the serve cleanly that time. Keep it a play. Passed over the net. Here come the defenders on the free ball. Jang. Outside it goes Cade Schmidt. Cade Schmidt blocked at the net. And it ricochets off of Colt Schmidt trying to cover. And we're tied at 19 all on the block by the Mustangs. Mustangs get the point off of a block. We're deadlocked at 19 all. That's their 7th point from blocks. The defenders with 3 so far. And the serve is controlled by Colt. Gets it to Jang. Outside Cade Schmidt. Taps it over the net. Saved by the Mustangs. Mustangs attacking. Pushed over the net. Mustangs attack again. Down the line, Colt Schmidt on the save off the attack by Elati. Here's Cade Schmidt off of the block. Saved by the Mustangs. Elati from behind the spike line with the kill. It's 2019. 2019, Mount Mercy. So serving for the Mustangs will be Struska. And Struska's serve taken by Colt. Gets it over to Jang. Jang to Vermeer. Vermeer out of the middle quick. Unable to put it away though. Mount Mercy. And a collision between the two players. Struska and Gabor Toth fighting over that one. And we're tied at 20 all. 20-20 our score. And Bradley Neff serve. Controlled by the Mustangs. And the block put up by the defenders. Mustangs again. And the cross-court shot is wide and out of bounds. Point defenders. So Dordt rallying. They have a 21-20 lead. Mount Mercy and coach Austin Filer letting it ride for now, and the serve into the net, 21-21. So right now, Austin Filer and the Mount Mercy team letting it ride. We're tied again at 21. Had a ton of ties in this match as a whole. It's been a tightly contested match, but it's been Mount Mercy pushing through at the end in the first 2 sets. Serve taken by Van Groningen to Jang. Outside, Chapman blocked. Dordt rallies. Colt Schmidt back to the net, gets it over. And now Elati with the kill, and Mount Mercy leads 22-21. Dordt has 1 timeout remaining. Chad Hansen's going to use it now. This timeout brought to you by Vision Companies. Envision the possibilities, create your space. VisionBuilders.com. Back with more in a minute.
One of the benefits that our students are going to have throughout the process is the different backgrounds that people are walking into this program with, and then being able to have conversations with people who aren't in the exact same field as them as they go through.
As a student, you're able to tailor your assignments to really connect with what you are learning in the classroom, and then also with what you're doing in your regular everyday life.
The defenders needing a rally to extend the match to a 4th set. Trailing 22-21 are the defenders. And serving for the Mustangs will be Gabor Toth. And Toth. Serve, nearly a foot fault, taken by Cade Schmidt. Outside it goes, back to Cade. Cade blocked at the net, 23-21. Now the defenders need a rally without a timeout. 23-21. The defenders need a side out here. Toth serving. And Toth serve, taken by Colt Schmidt. To Jang, Jang back set. Chapman kill, 23-22. 23-22, defenders down a point. And Justin Hoffman serving. Justin Hoffman, not a ton of aces this year, 11. See if we can get one here. Doesn't that time. Pushed over the net. Dordt there for the block. And the attack out of the middle, controlled again by the defenders. Back to Van Groningen. Van Groningen misses it long and out of bounds. And Mount Mercy now at set and match point. 24-22. Dordt needs a point, and then they need to tie it. Can't get the tie without getting this one, though, so the defenders need to get service back. Hoffman, back set. Cade Schmidt. Cade Schmidt tools it off of the block. The official did not see it. The line judge did not signal it. I think he was shielded. And we're going to have a problem here. I don't think any of the officials truly saw it. There's no indication by any official. This is on set and match point, mind you. And they're going to say it was out of bounds. Well, you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. With the bodies in their location, the line judge got shielded, I think. And the R1, I'm not sure, got a great look at it. Cade Schmidt, topspin serve, set and match point again. Dordt down by 1. Saved by Colt, gets it over to Joel. Right side, Elliott, blocked at the net, covered by Caparis. Hoffman back to Cade. Cade into the net. Point Mount Mercy, and Mount Mercy takes it in 3. 3 very competitive sets. 26-24, 25-22, and 25-23. The Dordt defenders fall to 21-8 overall, 11-6 in the conference. Mount Mercy 19-2 in the overall, and 14-2 in conference play. Let's take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with the Wireless World Post-Match Show right after this.
I think one of the distinctives for our program is that we're designing it for everyone, whether they have a background in business or they don't have a background in business. Students can take what they're learning in class and bring it right back into work. There's a real practical sense within the program of saying, this isn't just a big idea that's out there and you're walking through the hoops to be able to get done, but let's benefit your business tomorrow with the program that you're going through.
Hey Defender Nation, did you know that Dordt Athletics has over 700 student athletes that make up less than 50% of the student body? We want to invite you to join the Defender Gold Club and support those student athletes, our staff, and coaches this season. Your charitable donation helps advance Defender Athletics and the Defender Way. Last year, we were just shy of 900 members in the Defender Gold Club. Help us reach that 1,000 member mark this year. By becoming a member, you will directly support the student athletes and coaches here at Dordt University. Thanks for watching. Go Defenders.
How can I join Defender Forever? It's easy. Go to dordt.edu/forever and sign up. You'll not only stay connected with the Dordt community, but also support the future of Defender Nation. Start Forever now. Once you sign up, you will receive exclusive perks, brand new gear, event access, and the latest Dordt news. Be part of something special. Be part of Defender Forever.
At Dordt, every sporting event is a chance for students to learn and for our community to come together. Through the Dordt Media Network, students gain real experience, capturing moments and sharing them with fans everywhere.
Our students handle every part of the broadcast.
We are asking for your investment to support the broadcast and the team behind it.
You're helping students learn while Defender broadcasts run with excellence. Thanks for watching. Go Defenders. Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. The Dordt Defenders, a hard-fought loss to the Mount Mercy Mustangs, 26-24, 25-22, and 25-23. We're into the Wireless World post-match show. We will also be naming our player of the match and visiting with player Bradley Neff and Coach Chad Hansen. We're going to begin with Bradley Neff. And Brad, which is it? Are you comfortable with either? Which one is preferred?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go by either. I'll respond to either, but I usually go by Bradley.
All right, Bradley Neff from, is it Hebron, Nebraska? Hebron?
Yep, Hebron, Nebraska.
Where's Hebron, Nebraska?
It's south central Nebraska, so it's about 45 minutes south of York, about 10 miles off the Kansas border.
How did you get involved in men's volleyball?
You know, it was something I kind of picked up during COVID with a lot of friends as a good way to pass time and just have fun when there was not a whole lot to do. And then I kind of got involved with a family that had a guy that played club out of a club in Lincoln, and then kind of got connected with them and kind of started halfway through my junior year of high school and started playing club at High Flyers in Lincoln.
So how do you end up at Dordt University? Did you find Dordt? Did Dordt find you? How did that happen?
It's kind of funny, actually. So out of high school, I mean, I looked at a lot of different colleges, but I ended up going to Kansas Wesleyan University in Salina, Kansas.
Yep.
And then throughout that, it was a good school, just was kind of a rough place, but decided to transfer out coming into the summer of last year, I guess, and then kind of looked at my options, looked at Dordt coming out of high school and thought it was a kind of a cool place, but never really pursued it, and then really wanted a Christian education and just a solid foundation to grow my faith in, and Dordt seemed like that kind of place, and Chad kind of picked me up from there, so that was kind of awesome.
Your role this year for the varsity team is that half a rotation, that server that comes in in that three-way switch of the libero, middle or right, or whoever the front row player is. You get your turn serving. Is it challenging to come in cold, if you will? How do you prepare yourself for that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a task just to stay kind of in the game on the sidelines and not on the court with everyone else. And I kind of get in a routine. I have my energy drink, and then I drink that while the person before me serves. And then before it's time for me to go, I take my water, and then I just kind of go in expecting that I have been playing. I just kind of try to put that on myself and stay so far into it on the sidelines that it felt like I have been playing the whole time, and that's kind of how I stay warm for that.
Now, Mount Mercy, a very good team, obviously. Close. I mean, right there with Mount Mercy today. Just couldn't quite get over the hump. What's the difference in a match like this? Can you put your finger on it, or is it too close to the match to say what the difference is in one like this?
You know, I think it's definitely really hard just to kind of put a finger on it to know exactly what could be the thing that just turns the tide and creates that momentum that kind of pushes us a little bit ahead of them. But I think it was just kind of staying fully in it and trying to execute when we were kind of getting in a low spot. We were never in a very deep spot where they went on a super long run, but definitely just keeping the energy up, keeping the momentum up, and trying to just grasp onto that so that we can't lose it and just keep pushing ahead of them.
What are you studying while you're here?
I'm biology with a pre-med emphasis.
So want to end up back at UNL at Nebraska Lincoln if you can, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, if I can, it'd be great if I could go to UNMC.
Challenging spot to get into, I think.
Yeah, med school is definitely a task, but it's something I really want to work for. So if I could end up back in Nebraska, that would be awesome. But wherever the Lord leads me to, that's where I'm going to trust.
Sounds good. Couple matches coming up next week. Let's go get those and see how these conference standings shake out.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bradley. That's Bradley Neff. And continuing on, let's name our player of the match, brought to you by Ross Hoekstra with State Farm, serving Sioux County and the tri-state area. Call Ross 712-722-0806 for your insurance needs. Stop by the Sioux Center office. State Farm player of the match today for me, fairly obvious, in Joel Van Groningen. Van Groningen, 15 kills today, 3 aces, 3 digs. He continues to execute at a pretty high level, and I think is an All-American candidate by the time all is said and done. And he performed well this afternoon, 15 kills. Coach Chad Hansen takes a seat beside me. Just needed about 25 from him instead. Just 15 wasn't quite enough today.
You're right. It wasn't. He did have a great match, and that's the wonderful part to who Joel is and how he plays the game. He's very, very reliable, and we relied on him, and we could have used more out of him, but certainly more from many of the other attackers in our lineup.
You talked about last night you wanted to stay present against Mount Mercy. I think I'm paraphrasing you there with that, but stay present against them, folk, and not have any sustained run that you give up or any one glaring weakness in terms of your match. It felt like you were there. It was very level. You were very consistent. You probably needed something just a little bit more than level and consistent against a team like this.
Yeah, great comment. We needed a couple of superlatives. And I can think in the second set, we had a great hustle, scramble play. Ball goes up, and the guy we just talked about for having a great match goes aggressive. Joel did, jumped middle of the court, out of system, and instead of hitting a ball over the net and just forcing Mount Mercy to have to make a play, he swung aggressively into our net, and that was a, oh man, if only. That would have been a superlative. Not that he would have gotten a kill, but that he at least would have sent it over and made them have to work harder while we're recovering from our scramble. There were several times where it was that kind of a almost. And out of system play, and we grab the ball and we go to give it high, but we just set it too tight, and our attacker can't go up and be big to be physical. This Mount Mercy team, they stay at that really high and steady level, and we rose to it. We just hovered at that level or just 1 or 2 moments beneath that level, and that's why the scores were close, but the outcome was just short.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, they made the comment to me, I'm going to be curious your impressions of Park versus Mount Mercy in terms of the talent and the level of team and things like that. And you have just summed up what I think Park has this tremendously high ceiling, and I don't know that we've seen it.
Right.
Mount Mercy, it feels like operate pretty much at their ceiling.
Right.
I'm not so sure how much higher they go, but they operate there much of the time.
Yeah, that's a great comparison statement. I would agree with you. And one of the unique aspects to our conference, Mike, is we only get to see Park once in the mismatch or the imbalanced schedule. We get to see Mount Mercy twice, a home and an away, in that North Division. And so we have a longer look at Mount Mercy. We have a second attempt at them, and that was this tonight. And this match against Mount Mercy, though we lost in 3 and we earlier lost in 4, this for me is a match that we played most complete. All 3 sets were point for point, right around the 19 to 20 mark. It's either tied, we got to 21st, or it was tied 20-20. That kind of intensity and focus for us, I'm really pleased with that growth. And a lot of the execution, even though I mentioned earlier the superlatives, Park, it's hard to measure what they're capable of, and be interesting to see them at the national tournament.
I don't have a lot more to add. You've got 2 matches remaining, Grandview this Friday and Kansas Wesleyan on Saturday. And just a matter of trying to wrap things up and finish well in conference play and then get ready for the quarterfinals, whatever that may bring.
Absolutely. The fun part for me is the North Division of our conference against the South Division of our conference. We only see the South Division teams once, and the final of the 7 total teams that are there is Kansas Wesleyan. And so far, we are 5-1 against those southern schools, and I'm really, really encouraged by that. That's a big deal in this tough conference. And I'd love to finish that Kansas Wesleyan portion out with getting that 6th win of the Southern teams. And then the Grandview's playing great volleyball. They're right up there as far as national rankings. And the match that we played against them was in 5 here. So a pivotal, important match for us to wrap up our regular season. And this is, a final broadcast of our home events in this gym, the renovation. Thank you so much to Dordt Media Network, all the students who were a part of this. Rich Lodewick, I know Matt Boss, and yourself, Mike Biker. You guys, the hours, the efforts, you won't be at this table again in the fall.
Oh, I probably will be.
At this table?
I think so.
In this location?
I think so.
That's true. That's true. Fans, if you would donate, Mike can be put in a nicer studio as part of the
that's
phase
the
2
next
renovation.
round.
Yes, you're right.
This next round, well, we're still nailing it down,
Yeah,
but
forgot about that.
it will look a little different. The challenge is everything that we've kind of built over the last 7 years or so. That's disappearing.
Yeah. Wait, unpack that.
Well, everything on those walls where the cameras go, the truck plug-in on the wall over here. Yeah, things are going to. We have to nail this down, and we're still working through some of that. But
they should build a garage into the new construction for that truck. And
don't bring up any new. Don't bring up new ideas.
That's fair. No, thank you to the crew. Thank you for your work. Sports Information, Athletics Communication Office. We Defender Nation are truly grateful, and I'll say the sacrifice and the love that you put into how you broadcast. I hear the comments and compliments all the time, and this is a brief snippet to just reflect that onto you guys and say, well done, good and faithful servants. You have blessed Defender Nation incredibly, and those who are from opposing schools that watch these matches. So thank you.
Well, thanks, Chad. Go get a couple this week, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
That is Coach Chad Hansen. Our final numbers, let's go through those quickly here. 42-34 advantage Mount Mercy in terms of kills. 299 to 224 advantage Mount Mercy in kill efficiency. Diggs, 29-28 advantage Dordt. Blocks, 3 points from blocks for the defenders. 8 points from blocks for Mount Mercy. Dordt was led by Joel Van Groningen's 15 kills. Cade Schmidt had 3 for Kai Chapman, Corey Caparis, and Lance Vermeer. 17 assists for Justin Hoffman. 6 for Joseph Jang. 14 for Cade Schmidt in the dig department. For Mount Mercy, they were topped by Eladi with 14 kills. Ackland had 11. Toth had 10. And they were led in assists by Bauer with 34, and Diggs Struska had 10. That is going to do it. This has been a production done in partnership with the Dordt Media Network, Dordt Athletic Communication Office. Dordt Media Network is under the direction of Rich Lodewick, and the staff is primarily student employees. Broadcast engineer today, and our student employees today with the Dordt Media Network: Espen Klungseth, Nathaniel Herman, Samantha Wilbur, Noah Zylstra, Elijah Nienhuis, and Aiden Ekoff. Special thanks to Dordt University Advancement staff and its work in securing support for this broadcast and others like it. Dordt Athletic Communications staff is Matt Boss and Isabel Pfeiffer, and several student employees. Once again, our final scores: Mount Mercy defeats Dordt in 3, 26-24, 25-22, and 25-23. Good afternoon, everyone.